या देवी सर्वभूतेषु शक्तिरूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। या देवी सर्वभूतेषु मातृरूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। या देवी सर्वभूतेषु मीरारूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। Pujya Ma Bhagavati, Pujya Sri Arvind, you all are chosen children of our Divine Mother. Since last so many births, we might have decided to follow directly the footprints of the Divine Mother in this birth. This is neither mystery, nor accident, nor even a miracle. It is the unfoldment of the ultimate, final and decisive facet of the reality of our destiny. Time is to be changed, time is to be transformed, space is to be transformed, and body also is to be transformed, not within the womb of the mother, following the footprints of the mother, following the footprints of the Divine Mother, following the footprints of the Mahashakti, following the footprints of the energy capital and absolute reality. That and that can only change the fear of death and the disastrous apprehension with which we have up till now passed innumerable births can be rooted out. Satprem, I have expressed, I have described, I have depicted before you my entire march right from the very first creation of the world, very first creation of this manifestation. And Sri Aurobindo and Mother both declared that we have been together since the very first creation of the earth till today. Mother categorically depicted in agenda that since the beginning of the creation, I am dynamically active every time, in every occasion, in every circumstance till today, till the final objective, final terminus and final goal is achieved. People will not know, that is what Sri Aurobindo declared openly in Savitri, till the work is done. So this is the time when work is done. And work is done means dangerous unknown. It is very dangerous. If you are not mentally prepared, geometrically prepared, internally prepared, psychically prepared, your mind will not accept it. Your mind will take you to away, take you to just a different terminus, take you to once again the mode of mortality. To that extent, it is dangerous. If you are prepared, if you are surrendered, if you are under the governance of the spirit within, up till now that spirit is unknown to you. Now unknown reality has started willfully to get itself unfolded, and your mind will be mandatorily compelled to accept it. Your body will be compelled to accept it. Your vital also will be compelled to accept it. That is the Leela, play of Lord Kalki Narayana. And Sri Aurobindo's body in this birth and physical body of this mother in this birth has got this destiny, and that destiny is ultimately unfolded, and the modus operandi of its unfoldment, Satprem, I have described before you till this moment. It is insanity, disintegration, or something else. People will take it for granted because it is ununderstandable by the people around me. It is dangerous to that level where people will misunderstand me as pre-death insanity. What is at present I am suffering is pre-death insanity, what we call sanepath. Something that is unusual taking place in my body. To me it is not unusual. To me the world is unreality. The world that is within me, the world that is taking place within me, the world of supramentalized reality, that is the part and parcel of my geometry that is being newly formulated, is not unreal. The external world is unreal. External world of mortality and the engrams, traits, circuits related to mortality are unreal to me. Satprem, don't try to get it published prior to the readiness on the part of the people who are onlookers. People who might be living here, who might be living elsewhere. Don't get this agenda, this recording published untimely. Let the time come. Deliberately I have presented and put up before you that you will be my custodian. As Melzi was custodian of Leonardo da Vinci, and Melzi preserved the notes written by Leonardo da Vinci in previous birth of Sri Aurobindo might have been demonstrative example for Mother and Sri Aurobindo both. The same criteria was applied by Mother to Satprem. I have exposed everything that is being taking place in me, that is being formulated in me as my new geometry of supramental body, and the supramental world externally as world mother. I am living this dual life, individual divinity and cosmic divinity together. And that is dangerous, very dangerous to understand for a little human mortal mind. So don't get it published right now. Don't be hasty. Till the work is done, till the external geometry is completely and perfectly formulated and sanctioned by Sri Aurobindo, thereafter you will have to get them published. And that is the reason why publication of agenda was banned, publication of agenda was restricted, and no sanction that was given to Satprem by ashram and by authority of Pondicherry to get it published right now. But Satprem waited. Satprem followed this verdict. Satprem waited for so many years. But thereafter, when Satprem was also not confident that during the course of publication, I may pass away, I may go away. So before I pass away, before my death, I must see that the work that was entrusted to me by Mother all alone in the world has to be given to the people, has to be given to the world. So this will help the world, this will help the people, this will help those people who were ready since so many births till this moment, and for receiving this moment, my words, the words of the Mother, the formula of the Mother, the process that Mother had undergone must reach them. Otherwise, I will be disloyal to Mother. Mother has entrusted me the most precious work of incarnation. It's not merely a play. It is the creation of a new relativity. It is the creation of new time. It is the transformation, total transformation of earth into heaven, earth into divinity, matter into an embodied spirit, matter into incarnate spirit, matter into divine matter, and matter into divine personality. Demigod will be the interim race, and demigod will be the interim race for preparing individual geometry in each and everybody for the supramental being of tomorrow. So the process is changed, modus operandi is changed, evolution is changed. So Satprem might have got certain glimpses from the Mother, though nowhere it is written, nowhere it is mentioned even by Satprem or even by anybody else. But Satprem must have waited, deliberately Satprem waited. So the same Satprem must have got certain signals from the Mother to get agenda published, and agenda were also published gradually, not at a time. All 13 volumes were not at a time published, gradually published. As and when the evolution gets itself, the last mutation of the evolution gets itself settled on in the environment of the earth, that is, new milieu is being created by the supramentalized Sri Aurobindo and supramentalized Mother in vacuum. The new reality, the new creation, and new creation with multitude, infinitude and beautitude. That is Satchidanand in reality. Satprem waited, and thereafter he got published. You would better not keep a record of this conversation. Satprem, Mother says, you would better not keep a record of this conversation, because they also is made clear by the Mother. The disciples might wonder if I should not be treated as a mental case, if I would not be treated as mental case of insanity, case of some sort of insanity. So you should wait now. But that doesn't matter either. Is a signal. Time will come when you will absolutely get a final consent to get all of them published. It's not something that is fear. It's not something that is apprehension on the part of the Mother to be misunderstood by the disciples. Every great man is misunderstood by the disciples first, and thereafter by the people. So this is also going to take place for us, but we are not afraid of it. But let people be ready for this dangerous unknown. This is dangerous unknown world. This is dangerous unknown reality. This is unknown for science, unknown for spirituality, unknown for disciples, unknown for each and everybody on this planet at present. You are only the witness of my plight and reality that has taken place before your very nose. And every moment while recording all these things, my conversation with you, your mind is absolutely alert that I can see, and mother can see very well. The circuits of the mind, circuits of the mental being of Satprem are going in a different way, but still mother presents this prasad of unknown to Satprem. So this is what it is clearly, it is a very clear signal given to him. But that doesn't matter either. It is becoming more and more difficult for me to express myself. But now time has come. It becomes very difficult for me to express myself. Whatever I am feeling, whatever I am formulating, whatever the intensity of the manifestation of new world is taking place within my cellular pattern, at the level of my cell. I cannot totally express it. To express myself, perhaps in 50 years people will understand. I doubt whether within the time span of 50 years, 50 is categorically uttered by the mother, 50 years people will understand. Now you can calculate. 50 years have already been over. So this pilgrimage started in 1958. 1958. This is 2025. Now it is the high time to digest agenda. Not only to publish agenda, to publish it or not was the question related to Satprem, but to understand it not is the question related to us who are also following the footprints of the mother. And if we are real disciples, then what should be our accountability? That dangerous unknown has been offered to us as prasad. This dangerous unknown has been given to us as vardhan. This dangerous unknown has been given to us as the master key. Now what should be our accountability? Will you collaborate? World is preparing for a bigger change. Will you collaborate? On that day, mother has given signal that this is going to be the next reality, the next stage of mutation. That time is passing at present, a precious and infinity, a moment of infinity is being given to us to live in this life along with the mortality. We can transit ourselves from one world to the another world as mother transited herself. Similar fortune has been given to us also as disciples of Sri Aurobindo and the mother. That is our accountability right now, and that is what we are going to complete this scripture, going to complete this masterpiece that Satprem ultimately derived certain remarkable utterances of mother. Certain utterances are half utterances, certain utterances are completely presented but still not accessible to our limited, bounded mind. Clearly, mother was no longer living in our ordinary I am alive. What we say that I am living, I am still, this is the time, lifespan I am passing now. Mother is not living this way. That is what Satprem understood. Context, but where was she then? Where was she then? Where she was living at that time? When I could record all these things at that time, where was mother? Mother was not in her room. Mother was not living in her room. While asserting certain experiences and while exposing certain experiences which is dangerous unknown. It is dangerous unknown. Was living in some other world, and she is bringing down that world through her words before me. Whether I could understand it or not makes no difference. But she expressed, and she tried her level best to express it fully. Though she admits her limitation also at that time of communication, but she tried her level best to express. That is a signal that it is to be preserved, it is to be conserved, and it is to be transmitted to the most deserving people of the tomorrow. Where was she then? In death? In death is a question mark. Where is she living? In death she was living. She was living in another world. She was living in heaven. She was living in supramental world. Where was she living? In death, that is the question mark. And what is that death really? And what is that death really? If she is living in that death at that time, what type of death it is? One day I asked her the question, Satprem writes, one day I asked the question and got an answer which shocked me a little, although I had long been prepared by what she had already said. Death is not the opposite of life. Death is not the opposite of life, is a dangerous unknown. Is a dangerous unknown. To live in life, to live under the pretext of life, similarly to live under the pretext of death is really a divine shelter. Death is one of the experience of the series of experiences. Series of experiences. It's not the full point. It is somewhere in comma. As human life at present, life of man with mentality as present is comma, not the full point. Similarly, death associated with mentality, death associated with mind, and death associated with our physical body is also comma, not the full point. Is also comma. Mother says, I have arrived at the conclusion that there is not really such a thing as death. There is not really such a thing as death. That is what I have experienced. And before passing away physically, as per the acknowledgement of the people, half-hearted, people with bounded mentality may understand me or misunderstand me, matters least. Before that death, I can experience, and I have experienced that the really such a I have arrived at the conclusion. Arrived at the conclusion, not only experience, I have arrived at the conclusion right from the beginning. The pilgrimage, as I started in my cellular reality, in recognizing cellular reality, till today, I can conclude my all series of experiences that death is absolutely unreal. I have arrived at the conclusion that there is not really such a thing as death. There is only an appearance. Death is merely an hallucination, illusion. And appearance based on a limited vision, limited vision of mind, not limited vision of psychic. But there is no radical change in the vibration of the consciousness. There is no radical change in the vibration of the consciousness. Consciousness remains to be the consciousness. Consciousness of psychic will remain to be the consciousness of psychic till I can create, I can generate, I can formulate my supramental body. In that supramental body too, the centralized consciousness of my psychic will remain to be the same. Because death could not anyway make it tinted. It will not be anyway distorted. It cannot be anyway deviated. Its location, its reality, its potentiality, its divinity, its reality, de facto reality will continue to be the same even hereafter. The importance attached to the difference of state is only a superficial one. Someone will think that mother passed away, mother has gone, is merely an appearance. Attached to the difference of state is only a superficial one based on an ignorance. It is a superficial assessment based on ignorance on their part, and it took place. Importance of the actual phenomenon. A person capable of keeping some means of communication could say that for him it does not make much difference, but all that is still in the process of being worked out. Some areas are still unclear, some areas to see me passing through all these experiences and ultimately conclude my journey that it is not the death as we understand, it is not the death that we have been made to witness up till now, it is not the ordinary death, it is something else, something new reality, it is a passage to immortality. Death is a passage to immortality, has been experienced by the mother as Sri Aurobindo predicted in Savitri 2. Still in the process of being worked out, some areas are still unclear and certain experimental details are still missing. Some experimental details are still missing. People will not understand in toto, at least 50 years from today. People will not understand it in toto, but you also should wait. And I am confident that day will come, very soon day will come when people will start not only understanding, but people will surrender their mentality to me and will start experiencing. A question raised by Satprem. But you say there is no difference. Does it mean that one still perceives the physical world once on the other side? Now people also will feel and people will also experience one world and another world. One world mortal, another world immortal, and transition as their pilgrimage. People also will understand, people also will experience as you are experiencing at present before me. Was the question. Yes, exactly. Yes, exactly. The words uttered by the mother was the sanctioned. Yes, what I have experienced, people also will have to experience. And mother asked, are you ready? It is an hour of God. An hour of God means what? From transit, from enter from just a common world of death is to be left out and to enter into the dangerous unknown. It is unknown, and that is why it appears to be dangerous to our bounded mind. Really speaking, it is the world of Satchidanand. Really speaking, it is the world of immortality, infinity, multiplicity, multitude, infinitude and beautitude. Supramentalized world or supramental world. And everybody is going to be supramental individual. Everybody is going to be Superman. This is the way. It's not merely a passage. Death is a flag station, not the junction here. But people will not understand, people will not assimilate till work is finally done. One perceives people, and I wanted to say trees and birds in the sky and the beautiful sun over our earth. Not only that, Prakriti, entire nature at present, sun, birds, plants and everything will also witness this scenario. Yes, exactly. Mother say, yes, exactly. Only instead of having a perception, you shade a sort of illusory state and a perception that perceives only appearances, but you do have a perception, you do have a perception. Satprem, you also have a perception that now world is ready and I must get the reference of agenda to be published, and when the set of agenda to be published is suggested here, that you also will perceive that this is the time, now I must go ahead. There have been times when I had the perception. There have been time when I have the perception to unfold this heartfelt reality, unfold my psychically felt reality before you. So now you should remember it, and you should be confident enough that time is yet to be waited by you. I was able to see the difference, but the experience wasn't total. You see, yet my experience is also not total. When it will be total, you will have the perception of my experience totality automatically. You see, not total in the sense that I was interrupted by external circumstances. I was all the while interrupted by external circumstances. Mother did not eat, mother did not drink, mother did not even take medicine, soup even. And people did not understand. What was it? Was it as insanity? Was it a disease? Was it old age? Was it the preparation of mother for death? What is it? I was able to see the difference, but the experience wasn't total, or not total in the sense that I was interrupted. I was interrupted by external circumstances, but there is perception. Not exactly identical, but sometimes with a greater intrinsic effectiveness on my part. My perception is tremendously an imperative impact of my psychic and of supramental, and under the governance of the supramentalized world's master is Sri Aurobindo in supramental body, providing certain intimations to me. I am still trying to receive all these things, but still work is not up till now total. Not exactly identical, but sometimes with a greater intrinsic effectiveness, but it's not really perceived from the other side, but from other side, from the side of the mortal world, from the side of the people around me living in this mortal world could not perceive it rightly. And mother added this, which completely opens our eyes. But all this is clear, precise and evident only with the new cellular vision, because how can I put it? I knew all that. I knew that before mother and had many so-called occult experiences, but I have seen it again with the new consciousness. I can see the old world with new consciousness. And that new consciousness is unknown, dangerous unknown, because our vessel, our means is very bounded, very limited, and grace, light in abundance has been given to us, so likely to be overflown. We cannot digest it, nor we can understand it. We cannot enter into the true receptive zone. First of all, we must be ready. Are you ready? That was the first question raised by the mother. So that readiness means what? Readiness means what? To bear this unknown, dangerous unknown with full preparation. with full exercise, with full cleanliness, with full faith, and with full steadiness on our part, and that is now required by us too at present. To the body consciousness that remains conscious when the body sleeps, when body sleeps still is conscious. That is also the primary experience of death. Similar will be the experience of the death as we take it for granted, must, and the end of this physical reality, end of this physical world. Every day we die at night, and every morning we get up is our new birth. Similar is the experience, will be the experience of death for the people of the other world. Body sleeps, and that is the consciousness, if not the consciousness of the cells. Is it not the consciousness of the cells? Our consciousness of mind is afraid of death. Our consciousness of cell or our consciousness of psychic is not afraid of that death, because death is absolutely as good as life. As life is given automatically to us, this death is also given automatically to us. And that is what the caterpillar and butterfly's march has been rightly executed by mother in her own body, right from the cellular level to the cosmic level. The world as we live, it is always dark and muddy. The world in which we live, being afraid of death, is muddy and dark, ignorant, and that is why it appears to be what we call mortal to us. Meaning it's all gloom, you can hardly see, and mud, and this is not an opinion, not a sensation, it's a material fact, it's not my opinion that people living in the world are living in the mud. People living in the world of mortality are living in the dirt, living in disease, living in something that is negative, ignorant world. But, and this is not an, therefore, that cellular consciousness is already conscious of a world. That my cellular consciousness, Satprem, I can give this judgment not as my assumption. It is my concrete, conscious understanding, experience, or I can see from the very core of my cellular consciousness. My cellular consciousness is ever conscious. In my sleep, in awakened state, or any time, I am conscious at my cellular level and can experience all this thing going around me and going within me too. But going within me is my reality, and around me is absolute unreality. Which would no longer be subject to the same laws. So we cannot apply the laws of our mortal world to the reality that is being given to me, reality that has been initiated within me by Sri Aurobindo's supramental body. Sri Aurobindo's supramental presence initiated certain things to me which I express, and you are the eyewitness of it there. When I remain immobile, mother says, when I remain immobile like this, after a while, there is a whole world of things which are being done, which become organized. And during that time, the whole world will be automatically organized. That is what my work. It is not the work that is being organized within me simultaneously. Side by side it is organized outside also, and outside world also is being prepared for this date, for this new age, become organized. But it's how I can say it. It's another kind of reality. It is another kind of reality. A more concrete reality, but it is more concrete reality than the concrete reality of this mortal world. So life after death is more concrete than the life mortal. Matter seems like something unsubstantial next to that, but then how would the feces water seem next to a many meadow? Unsubstantial, opaque, unreceptive, whereas half sentences are there. Whereas the thing, and the funniest part is that people think I am sleeping. People think that I am sleeping. Similarly, people will think that I died. I am almost not a part of the old world anymore. Now, Satprem, take it for granted. I am not a part of the old world of mortality. Though I pass through mortality, I pass through death, I pass through these all experiences as per the spelling of the mortal world. As per the spelling of the mortal world. No question of understanding it. And the funniest part is that people think I am sleeping, I am almost not a part of our old world anymore. So the old world says she is done for. I don't care at all. I am done now. I don't care for it. I don't care for public opinion, opinion of even my people living, moving around me, but my work is going to be finished, and as it becomes totally recognized, as it becomes totally implemented, as it becomes totally translated into new world, you also will get no perception as such. But when you get perception as such, now you will be free to get all these my utterances published.